Good evening. I'd like to call the Satsuma City Council meeting to order for our regular meeting of February the 18th, 2025. As most of you have been here with us at some point in the past, a couple new people we have with us, but I would like to welcome everyone here tonight. And as always, we start our meeting with invocation and is followed by the pledge. We will ask that you, if you will, to please silence your phones and/or turn them off so they won't disrupt the meeting. And if you would, in just a moment, we're going to ask Councilman Little for the second week in a row to say the invocation, which will be immediately followed by the pledge. So if you would, please stand.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for the ones that's able to come out tonight. Lord, we just pray for our city. We just thank you for our officials, Lord. We just pray for a good evening. Give us strength, Lord. We just ask you to help us to make good decisions. Father, watch over us, watch over our country. Just ask your guidance and just be with our first responders, Lord. Be with us now in this meeting. Forgive us where we failed you. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Could you give us a roll call, Jessica, please?
Councilmember Little.
Present.
Councilmember Butler. Councilmember Skelton.
Present.
Councilmember Reese. Councilmember Phillips.
Here.
Mayor Barlow.
Here. Please let the record reflect all the elected officials, with the exception of Ms. Reese, are in attendance, along with yourself, the city attorney, and various department heads that we have here tonight. Next thing on the agenda is our agenda is approval of tonight's agenda, which we emailed to you earlier today. Of course, we always open the meeting if it's something we've already discussed or something new comes up tonight. But with that being said, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Mr. Butler. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, sorry, yesterday we sent out a draft of the minutes, but we did make some corrections and resent it this morning. But I read over them. It appears to be an accurate reflection of the minutes from the February the 4th, 2025 meeting. Is there any discussion or corrections, deletions, additions that needs to be added?
Is that from the work session or the regular?
From the work, we'll do the work session first. I'm sorry.
All right, make the motion that we approve the work session minutes from February 3rd. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. Phillips to approve the minutes from the workshop, which was actually held on Monday, February the 3rd, 2025. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Now we'll move to the minutes from the past meeting of February the 4th, 2025 that we resent out this morning.
Make that motion. We approve the minutes from February 4th, regular meeting. Second.
Once again, a motion was made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. Phillips to approve the minutes as distributed. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. Number 6 was recognitions. We do not have anything listed on the agenda tonight for that. So if there is nothing, we'll move on to number 7 is visitors. And we have 2 that have signed up to be on the agenda tonight. The first is Miss Bertie Jones. Miss Bertie, if you would, please. It's been a year since we saw you, so step forward, state your name and what you have. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I thought we'd been about 10 years, but I went back and looked at the mayors on the wall. William Stewart was the mayor when I first came, so he was 2008 to 2012, so I'm a little over 10 years.
That's
I'm
good.
still nervous.
Well, good. Well, you don't want to be nervous?
I know, but I am. Anyway, I wanted to ask for Cub, our Cindy's Unified Bowling League.
Right.
Cindy, because she was on our league, and she actually died on one of our trips, and we named our club after her. But as for Steel Creek Lodge,
Yes,
waiving the
Thank you.
fee for the lodge and the cleaning fee, because it went up. Our money didn't go up. So, and I appreciate that. And I'd also invite all of you to come meet with us, and it's on April the 28th, Monday,
Would you say that date again?
April the 28th.
Jessica, have you already looked at the calendar for the Steel Creek? And it is open that day? What day will that be on during the week? It'll be on
Monday.
Monday?
That's our bowling day, and they're used to going on Monday, so we try to keep it on Monday.
Okay, and I think the city, like you said, for a number of years has waived the fee for y'all to have your dinner there.
Well, I can't hardly hear, so you have to speak.
I said, I think for several years, we've waived the fee to allow y'all to have it there.
A number of years.
Yes, ma'am.
A number of years, and I appreciate, we appreciate it. As I've said many times, most of these young people, I'm not young, I just turned 80.
I
And
understand.
I'm representative of a lot of the mothers.
I know.
And this is their exciting time of their life, you know.
I can't imagine these gentlemen having any opposition to that, so.
You need
one
a
of
motion on it, Mayor?
I do.
So move. Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Phillips and seconded by Mr. Skelton to waive the rental fee and cleanup fee for this organization. And so, well,
Thank you
I know
again.
y'all doing a good job for those people,
Like I
so.
said, you're all invited to come meet with us if you want to. You meal too. We have a really good food.
They
It'll be
really
about
do.
5 or 6 o'clock.
Okay, y'all, all righty. Thank you. Okay, the second person we have on the agenda tonight is somebody some of y'all may know. First time I ever seen him attend one of our council meetings, but Dr. Bill Williams. Dr. Williams, would you like to come before the council real quick? And I had a chance to speak with a couple of the members. I know you spoke to one or two. Dr. Williams is, well, I'll let him explain it, but he's got a weather program that's directed towards cities and counties he's offering to us. Go ahead.
Yes, a reason for being here, and to go back a little bit, I've been at the university for 58 years. I don't know how to retire fully. I can tell you right now that you don't have to worry about another snowstorm. I think that's over with for the year. So I had a lot of requests for a snowstorm, and I had to honor that. But mostly the younger people, of course. But I had always interested in developing some kind of a service to provide weather information to business and industry. Because the National Weather Service, emergency management, the media use information from the National Weather Service, and the National Weather Service does a fine job, but they are using meteorology, of course, and also they have to deal with the public. And when you're dealing with the public, then you can run into some problems. And that is, when you're talking about severe weather, a large segment of the population are terrified of severe weather. And so you have to be very, very careful in any kind of long-range projection. And but business and industry have to make decisions. And I wanted to try to develop something that we would provide this information, and it would be used by those who are the decision makers in companies. I proposed this to the university in 1986, and in 1988, I started the Coastal Weather Research Center. And that has grown rapidly over the years, and now after 36, 37 years, this service that I wanted to develop is now being used by businesses from Texas to South Florida to the Carolinas. And users of this service are such as CSX Railroads, Alabama Power, Airbus, container terminals, the city of Orlando, and so a variety of businesses are using our service. And a lot of it is the electric industry, and electric co-ops are using the service that covers a large area. So right now, what we're doing, we're offering two types of services to those businesses and industries and governmental operations. One is we call our forecast and warning, or full service. And this provides everything, including hurricanes, forecasts, all kinds of severe weather. That only is being used, or the only area that we can provide this right now is Mississippi, Alabama, and Northwest Florida. The reason? We don't have the staff to go to Georgia, Louisiana, or other states. So we confine that type of service to this area. The other service we offer is the hurricane service. That we can cover a large area. And so a lot of our users, as I mentioned, are using that hurricane service. The full service covers the hurricane service, everything. And so right now we are providing that hurricane service in this area. We have a number of users. For example, the Alabama State Docks, Airbus, which I think I've mentioned, the Mobile County Public Works, the container terminals, Alabama Power, and over in Baldwin County, we have users over there, the Highway Department for Baldwin counties, and even the Perdido Beach Resort Hotel uses our service for over 30 years. And, but recently, I've wanted to provide our service to the smaller towns and cities at an affordable price. And I started very recently in the city of Fairhope, come on board to use our service. Also Foley, and even more recently, the city of Saraland, and as of 2 or 3 days ago, Chickasaw, and as of yesterday, Robertsdale. So a number of towns and communities. Now, what do we offer? I mentioned forecasts, severe weather warnings, all of this based on the meteorology. It is information that is to be kept in-house and our users, right? And and I have no limit on the number of users within a company or a business, but I like to see it be used more by those who are making decisions, right? And so again, there's no limit, but we want to focus on those people who have to make the important decisions. So again, severe weather warnings, the hurricane service. One thing that we started recently that has been very, very popular is a 4 to 6 day warning of severe weather events. And you know what that is here. Thunderstorms, tornadoes, squall lines, and all that comes in 6 to 8 hours or so. And we started that particular service very recently, and they really do like it. And that's a wintertime feature mainly, as you're well aware. And so there's other things that we do offer, a lot of climate data that we can make available to the cities, but very importantly, if you have a situation, for example, somebody calls that they've had a terrible rain in our part of the city, and you need to take care of the flood problem out here. Well, we can provide information on a rain event that occurs, and that is part of our service. We can provide documentation. What kind of documentation for rains? And by the way, this is what Saraland was very interested in, and the mayor, he said, yes, I think something with rainfall, we need that. But it's done by radar, and with the radar documentation, we can tell how much rain fell at every block, really, in a town. And so that's very valuable information. I use this a lot as an expert witness in meteorology for years, providing radar, and now the newer type radar is tremendous. So this is part of the service that we would provide. And of course, as I mentioned, the hurricane service, we now have Jeff Medlin working with us, who was the head of the National Weather Service here in Mobile for a number of years. Jeff retired early, and Jeff, would you like to to join us? And he said, yes, I would. And I got him teaching a class also. So he thought he was going to retire fully. So this is what we are offering and to the cities, and as I mentioned, at an affordable price.
Okay, like I said, Dr. Williams met with me up here the other night and went over some of this stuff, and very interesting. And I do think it's something we could use if you'd like to explore looking into it a little bit. And I think you said a one-year contract we could enter and see
Yes,
how it's
it's
used.
by
and
contract, and with the university contract.
Okay.
And we have all of our users, whoever you would designate to use the service within any in the say this operation here with the city, they would have access to our computer system, which has all of the information, and most of that is delivered by email to our users. But we also have our website that would have password and login, and so that is made available to you. So there's just a wide variety of weather information that you can get. And again, based on the meteorology, right? It's based on the strictly on what the meteorology says, and we're not dealing directly with the public.
And what's the price?
I'm going to tell you right now. And I mentioned this to the mayor the other day. I originally set up my price structure 30-some years ago, what I thought was reasonable. I didn't know what private weather services charge. I didn't know. So I made it up. And recently, one of our subscribers in Louisiana, he indicated that a service tried to sell their service to them, and just like I'm offering this type of service. And he said it was, on a yearly basis, was 5 digits, right? Well, what I charge for our full service like that is $250 a month, $3,000 a year. And I've been told by many people we can lose $3,000 easily with not being prepared for events. And so that's what we're providing. Our normal charge for a single site or plant would be about $375. So we can do it for about $250, $3,000 a year, and provide all the services to you.
Okay.
And I can vouch for the system. We use it, and he can tell you. I'll tell you this: if he says it's going to be there at 4 o'clock, you can set your watch by it almost.
That's good.
So,
And all this information would be pertinent to right here in our city.
That's right.
That's where, okay.
For example, in
Yeah.
Foley, I originally approached the Public Works Department. He loved the idea. And when he told it to the mayor says, wait a minute, I want the whole city in on this,
Right,
which is what we really intend
sure.
to do.
Mr. Butler, you got any good?
Yeah, I like them.
Mr. Skelton's already said. Mr. Phillips, how you feel? Okay, it sounds like a good idea. We'll, if you can get us the paperwork, we'll try to
Okay.
get everything back to you. Thank you. You be careful driving back
Thank
home. Thank you.
all right, looking forward to hearing you in the morning on the radio about 6:30.
I felt like I needed to turn around where I could just hear you.
Thank you for coming tonight, Dr. Williams. I know you got a long drive. All right, well, it's all that's on the agenda tonight. I see Mr. Barnett. Thank you for coming tonight. Wes, you going to approach the council tonight? You kind of came in without getting on the agenda, but you're welcome to step forward. We've been doing a lot in the parks the last couple of weeks, and these guys have been doing a lot in the Lions Park in the last couple of weeks. Go ahead.
I think you're under discussions a little bit later, but if you want to go
Okay.
ahead and.
I didn't know you had gotten the call to get on
Yeah.
the agenda.
Okay. As far as Lions Park and Satsuma Youth Baseball, we just wanted to come, announce prior to opening day on March 8th at 11 a.m. that we hope everybody can come out. We are, very proud to announce that we are up 40% year over year in registration, which is 20% year over year from last spring to the spring prior, which puts us back to just under 180 registered players, 18 total teams. and that is the largest turnout we've had since COVID. And we appreciate y'all's support and all the time you've put into the parks and everything you do for us and help support us and our vision.
Okay.
Just wanted to say thank you again.
All right, thank you. And we'll be working up there with y'all like till the 8th, so that's good. Gentlemen, y'all gonna approach tonight? We hadn't,
Now, I'm gonna talk to Pat for a little while. I've already got the information I needed, and I didn't know he was gonna be here tonight, but, you know, what we're trying to do is we're working on beautification projects, lines for the city
Right.
of Satsuma. And part of it is gonna be the Lions Park sign.
right,
That's where our first project's gonna be. And, we'll probably approach it, maybe the meeting next time,
okay,
what we're gonna do.
okay,
I had to find out who it belonged to first.
okay. Well, that's good. Pat, good to see you. It's been a while. You got anything? Good. Ms. Butler? Ms. Shirley, I was gonna mention that till later. I was gonna bring it up under discussion. Okay? All right, we'll come back to that shortly. Mr. Peterson, we're gonna get going to you in just a minute. Is there anyone else to come before the council tonight before we move into our regular order? Okay, moving on to reports, announcements from the mayor and council. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of families with deaths. We'd like to give the condolences to them if you see them around, so I always hate to have that. The next thing I'm gonna move forward on is someone else I think we can get up and get out of here, but the South Oak and West Oak Drive that has a lot of work that needs to be completed after the water and sewer work that has been done. We are now at the point where we are making some road improvements. Richard Peterson is here tonight. Y'all probably won't notice him. He's really changed since our last meeting a couple weeks ago. But Richard, if you might want to step forward, you and Chris, they met earlier today just to let y'all know what we're looking at, because we get a lot of calls and questions pertaining to South Oak and West Oak and what we're doing to try to get that road back in order. Y'all know we gave the water board some money to work with the county. Some of the money that was left over from the water and sewer project, I think they're going to tell you is roughly $280,000, $282,000, I think, 600 to be exact. But that's the money we're asking to be moved from the project, now that the water and sewer lines are down, over to road repair. But the prices, we have 4 options we can move forward with from today. 2 of the options, good news, is that the money we've given the water board should make that a wash, where it's pretty close to being even. I mean, until they get into the work and get it going, they're not going to give us an exact dollar figure, but we know we're very close. The other 2 options will cost some money, and since there are 2 of the members, Mr. Skelton and Mr. Phillips, that are on the water board may be willing to put some money up over there. And but if you'd like to take it from there, gentlemen, I would gladly let you explain it to the council so they'll be up to speed.
Yes, sir. Mayor, council. So we have, I met with Mr. Peterson earlier today, and we discussed the 4 options that are on the table for today. Like the mayor said, there's the first 2 options. Option A, we're calling it Option A, paves essentially 2/3 of South Oak Drive, and just comes around the corner where it turns into West Oak, up to, I think, the first driveway. So almost none of West Oak gets paved with Option 1 or Option A, and there would be no additional cost for the city if we took that option. Option B paves a little more on South Oak, approximately 3/4 of South Oak Drive, and then comes around the corner at West Oak and paves approximately 1/4 of West Oak. And if you have the diagrams in front of you, everything that is indicated in red is where they're really getting down into the road bed and really putting hard surface down. Anything that is indicated in yellow is where they're not necessarily digging down deep, but they're doing an overlay with the asphalt on top of it and doing a taper.
Is that in the packet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do
Well,
we
we don't
have-
have what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Have one either.
Anyway,
I thought we'd put copies in there, I'm sorry. Here,
so that's a black and white
y'all two
copy.
wanna look at those two?
All right.
Jason, he showed me.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
And option 3 would be to overlay from this last repair all the way to service road. And option 4 would be to take it on all to the end of the West Oak.
Too many options. Too many to choose from. I'm teasing.
Extra cost is,
Richard, y'all need to get up there where everybody can hear you. You're going through the costs and all where everybody can hear.
Yeah, you can do that part. Thank you so much.
actual areas that were being done.
Yes, sir, I appreciate that. I have a
So-
better
So
understanding now.
we can recap it, but essentially there's 4 options. Option 1 is 2/3 of South Oak being paved and just a little bit of West Oak being paved. Option B, again, at no additional cost to the city, is 3/4 of South Oak would be paved and approximately 1/4 of West Oak would be paved. Option C, which is the one that I personally would recommend, would pave 100% of South Oak, and it would pave approximately half of West Oak. And then if we go all out and do the final option, which is option D, that would be 100% of both roads. Now, the C option puts us at an additional cost of approximately $47,000 that we would need to be able to, put up for this. And if we went and did 100% of everything, which is the final option, it would be a $71,000 additional dollar cost. So my recommendation is option C, which would get the entirety of South Oak and about half of West Oak.
Do you feel like you could go back to the rest of West Oak later and
Not for that price, you'd have to bring equipment back in.
yeah, I didn't know if the condition of the part that you didn't do would get worse over time as opposed to just doing it all at one time?
Right, well, for that option, I would actually defer to Mr. Peterson. I wouldn't know. I would imagine the cost would go up. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because you got all the equipment out there at
Right,
one
your
time.
mobilization fee and all that would be, you'd have to start back over, and with the more asphalt we buy, the cheaper we get it.
I would say do all of it
Mayor, do
at
we
one
have,
time.
we have $71,000?
We can do option D, but I just wanted to make sure we brought it to the council to let everybody see what we're doing and discuss where we're taking the money from. So,
I'd like to see it all done if
That-
we could.
That makes sense.
but
Now, is there a reason why you wouldn't do D?
yes, I'll go right into that. You do know next Tuesday morning, the 25th, we have the bid opening for the I-65 service road, paving the dirt portion, taking it past Regina, and then taking it a short distance down Regina. So we're fixing to be voting on between 100 and probably 25 and 150,000 at the next meeting awarding that bid. So,
What's your recommendation?
well, if we can afford it and the other bid comes in at what we're hoping or below possibly, then I would say let's try to do both of them, but, that's going to,
Do D,
But, right, but I mean, we need to make sure the other comes in. I mean, I'm scared to commit to D,
Until we fix that other.
because I hadn't discussed it with y'all, and right, we hadn't got that other bid, which we'll have
So,
Tuesday.
let me ask you a silly question, is the contractor for this bidding on that? Did you know?
Here, the county's handling this bid, and they're doing it through the contractor.
Okay.
That's how they're
I got
sorting it out. So we're not really having anything to do with it. We're just gonna fund the money, so.
When do you have to have a decision on this option?
When the work
What's your
would begin.
timeline to have a decision on this option? Does it need to be
Well,
decided?
the contractor's working on the heavy road work where they're placing the base, sub-base and base material now.
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna take 2 weeks for them to get that done. So
Okay.
They would like to know before they get 2 weeks into this project that we're gonna go either, you know, in.
So if we know in a week, Richard, would that be sufficient?
That'd be fine.
If it moves forward like the rest over there, we got plenty of time.
That'd be-
So we can give you the authority, like not to exceed type thing, if, go with option D,
If is paving 100%, is that just milling and, is that repairing where the issues are at and then milling what's there for the other strip?
Resurface
Or
the
is
other.
that any kind of base for the other stuff?
They're not doing any base work on any of the extra items.
Okay.
They're just doing the base work where the
Bad
damage was.
On the bad spots, correct.
And all they're gonna do is sweep and put 1.5 inches asphalt.
I think you've given the information. Thank you for getting it cleared up, so we could get it tonight, in between tonight and
Well,
tomorrow
and
night.
I think my email's available if anybody
Yeah.
wants to dive deeper into some of this stuff. I'm happy to provide any information, just let the mayor know, or
Thank
we'll communicate whatever it is that you have questions
Right.
about.
Thank you, I think
Thank
you've got
you.
the
I'm
ball
glad
rolling.
things about over with too.
It's finally got some real work going on over there, so thank you for that. Thank you for coming tonight, Richard. Okay, that's my B and C, the South Oak, West Oak, and the I-65 service road. Now, the financial was put in everybody's packet, correct, Jessica?
Mhm.
All right, in your packet tonight, there should be a financial, y'all asked for an up-to-date. That is
Thank you.
as of today. So if y'all want to look over that tonight, we can. And then obviously, some of the work we're doing and what we have is going to affect this. But if y'all want to come back to it, or if you want to, let's bring it up at the next meeting where you've had a chance to look over it, that'd be fine too. Got that. Would like to compliment, last Monday was a week ago, we did have the Library Foundation had a real nice dinner and installation of their new officers for the upcoming year. The football banquet was held at Steel Creek. It was a good crowd. That was very nice. Just a reminder, if you just got reminded, Swamp Fest is Saturday week, which will be the 8th. The opening of it will be 9 a.m. Ms. President, you want to say anything about the run? I don't think we've had a run associated with this before.
This is the first run we're gonna have, it's gonna be called the Gator Run, and it'll be a sanctioned run that, Little Red Barn or whoever.
Little Red Hen?
Little Red Hen, they have come out and laid it off and everything, so.
What time will the run be?
8 o'clock from Steel Creek.
Okay,
And then the awards will be given out at 10.
okay,
Don't have
okay.
that list that you got, but I think the awards will be given out at 10 at Swamp Fest.
Right, right. Troy, gentlemen, y'all prepared for the run? You got everything? You got your barricades and everything that'll be needed?
5K run? 5K.
I'm gonna beat you, Randy. You gonna challenge?
You might this year.
Maybe. Pretty fast, though.
Okay, well, we're gonna all try to do that. Wes already come up, told you, we are working with them and trying to get the boys' park ready for the 8th, as we already discussed earlier. Just a reminder, along the same lines, the Water Board will have a special meeting tomorrow night at 5:30. Which we're gonna come back around to, and that's so we can finalize the numbers we'll need for bond match money for the, two upcoming projects that we have there, what's needed. So you're welcome to come by there. Also, remember, our next council meeting is going to be held on Monday, March the 3rd, due to its conflict of being on Joe Kane Day, so we backed it up a day. It'll be 6:30 on the 3rd. Like I said, the bond financing is about complete, so if y'all have any questions or anything, we need to get that to us as soon as we can, and we'll try to get those questions answered for you. Gentlemen, I see y'all are here. How is the CPR and training with the AED classes and all progressing?
Got a makeup session on the 12th here at the council chamber. So whoever has missed it through the others, I think Jessica's going to contact the department heads and have them be here. The reason we're doing that, the first one got canceled because of the snowstorm.
Right.
So it's, I would say we probably got 3/4 of the already done so far.
Okay. Not only to all of our employees, but also to Mr. Vickers, and also we need to get you up with the girls softball for any of the coaches or parents that may wish to have a course. I'd like to make sure that we offer that, CPR, and also the use of the AEDs. So that's I think y'all have those at the parks now. So if you don't have anything, please let them know, because that's who does our ordering for first aid stuff and keeps everything there.
Everybody will take part in it. I mean, you never know when something can happen.
I do believe we have one, but I'm not sure if ours is current, up to date.
Be a good time to do that with season just starting. Okay. The closing of the right-of-way there that we have that runs kind of parallel with Orange Avenue, did we ever officially, George, did we ever officially close that right-of-way or just vacate it? Do you remember? It runs parallel between Oakdale there and Orange Avenue. It starts there in front of the park. Remember, that's where the question was at. Baldwin Square, right behind it, going back.
No, sir, it went away. It never got, he lost interest in it. The gentleman that lives at the
Yeah.
end.
Could you please get with him and see if we're still interested in doing that? I mean, I don't know that we ever brought a closure to that.
I believe he lost interest when I told him that once it closes, then him and the neighbor can share, and that's gonna do away with his driveway right there.
All right, well, I'd just been, okay. All right, and one thing we have discussed in the past, and I certainly don't have any background in doing this, but I was thinking of us trying to get with somebody to advertise like the community center, the chapel, Steel Creek Lodge, where we can advertise what's available and the price packages, and, I was just wondering if somebody might want to head that up, that would look into some, the best way we can spend our money to market it to people who be looking for those type things. Ms. Reese, you're shaking your head. Would you like to kind of look into that and bring something back to what you think, the different things we have that we could rent around?
Oh, well, I just had said years ago when we redid the lodge that.
Well, we've tried that, and we've tried putting it on Facebook, but I feel like we're only getting to a small market here, and I'd like to.
No, I mean, like Mobile
Right.
Bay Bride, or, I know Jason does DJ stuff, so I'm sure he's,
Shh.
is that a secret?
it's not.
Mayor, what about contacting University of Mobile, see if they got some student that's in market and we might could hire to do that or
I
something?
think it definitely needs a social media presence,
Yeah.
Instagram or whatever, but yes, I thought we were gonna
Right.
have like a whole set of.
But I'm
like-
sure some of them students have to do projects or something.
We've put it together, but we never really have contracted out with anybody to try to help us
Yeah.
market it.
Yeah.
I'd like to look and just see what it is. All right, it looks like there's no opposition to we can
I mean, cause if you
get some
could,
stuff.
really put some packages.
Or the chapel, Steel Creek rents itself, it's booked all year, but the chapel is.
Right,
I mean, that's
chapel
such a
and community
unique
center
experience
both
to have it
could
right
use.
on site where you know, can have the ceremony there and just, your guests are already in, you know, parked once and they don't have to go somewhere else.
Mhm.
And I think that makes it really nice and, you know, the setup now, to me, in my opinion, is way better with the restrooms on the, you know, the hallway area. So I think it really has a lot to offer. We just need to get it out there. And then the community center. I mean, if you are selling the lodge, you might as well sell the community center for like a rehearsal dinner or a shower or something like that, so you can,
Right.
you know, work. Once you have a bride's information, you can just kind of offer all kinds of stuff. But, yeah, maybe get some of the junior council members to just share, you know, from their social media pages and just get it out there, so.
The final thing that I have, obviously, our March calendar, and we've got a few things we've got to add to it already, but you can see it's starting to fill up, so just keep that in mind, because I know we got a lot of things in the next couple of months. Okay, I appreciate it. Is there any questions y'all have? If not, then we will move from that, from my reports to public services with Mr. Little. Randy?
I'm good tonight, Mayor.
Well, that's real good. Thank you,
Thank
Mr. Little.
Thank you.
We'll move there from Mr. Little to public safety with Mr. Butler. Mr. Butler, you got any?
Yeah, I got one thing to talk about, and that's for the policemen and the firemen. We need for raises for them because our raises right now, we're up behind everybody except Pritchard. So, you know, we need more people get fired, more raises for them. Because right now, we need enough, you know, people leaving us, and we need to keep the ones we want. So I think we need to talk about getting some raises for the policemen and the firemen. So, you know, whatever time y'all want to talk about it, anytime y'all got to do is just say anytime will be fine. But we need to talk about it. You know, when you think about this, the only one that we have is the longest people is Pritchard. And we're behind them. So, I mean,
I don't think we're behind Pritchard, Mr. Butler, but if you're asking for raises, then let's talk about it. And the midway of the fiscal year is next month, and we give you a financial tonight.
right.
So if you, you know, if it's within the budget that we have, that we've passed, or you can, you know, find ways to get additional funds, we're all for it. I don't think anybody's opposed to that.
Yeah. Still, we need some raises for the policemen and firemen.
Okay. What else you got, Mr. Butler?
That's all I want to talk about.
I'm not cutting you off, is that?
No, I don't have anything else.
Go, okay, that's what I was asking.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Moving to administration, Mr. Skelton.
I don't have anything.
Parks and Recreation, Ms. Reese.
I'm excited to hear about the baseball season, that you're setting records, so that's great. And I think that'll be a good opening day for you all, because you'll have the race that morning and then come on over to opening day and then carry on to Swamp Fest. And I know that's a busy day every year. So, yeah, so it's definitely something to look forward to. So thank you for all that you've done with the program, and we appreciate you. So, yeah. All right, that's all.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. Moving to Public Works.
Mayor, all I have tonight is just one thing brought up in a couple of the past council meetings about changing the dog ordinance, making it illegal to chain or tether dogs. Troy has been working graciously, and he's provided me with the dangers of dogs chained and tethered to stationary objects, a risk to public, especially children. It's pretty lengthy. And then there's an amendment made to the ordinance. What I'd like to do is have Jessica print copies of this for the city council to put in their boxes for them to review all this, so they won't be sitting here wondering what I'm talking about. And have it on the agenda for the next council meeting to discuss and vote on.
I think we got, I got
Well,
a
I just,
copy.
all this information here, I don't think y'all have, and I think it's important you read it. I just don't want to throw it out there to you and not give you time to look over it. You got it? You read it?
No, I'm just saying I
Okay.
got it.
Well, like I say, we'll be sure everybody has it, we'll bring it up in 2 weeks.
You're waiting for me.
Okay?
I'll get you some copies.
Yes, sir.
That's,
Sounds good.
that's all I have, Mayor.
Are you, so I'll understand, are we requesting that the updated dog ordinance to be on the next council meeting agenda? Is that what we're asking?
Correct. With the,
Okay.
to the amendment to it, in other words, and we got it right here.
Yeah, I saw that Troy put that together for you. Thank you for working on that, Troy. Let's be prepared to discuss that at the next meeting and see if we can put that to rest, okay? Okay, Mr. Phillips, you got anything else?
That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on now for items for discussion and/or consideration. A is payment of our bills.
I make a motion, we pay our bills in the amount of $148,670.77.
Second.
A motion was made by Mr. Skelton, seconded by Ms. Reese to pay the bills in the amount of $148,670.77. Is there any discussion or questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, at the last meeting, if my recollection serves me right, B was discussion and consideration of sponsoring Satsuma Youth Baseball, but we didn't have a quite understanding of what they were requesting. Are you here to fill us in on what exactly the request was?
I can fill you in, yes, sir. So that email, the email with that document was actually sent to the city, I know, on a couple meetings when we've discussed finances as far as projects taking place at the park, what we were doing on our end to help carry some of that financial load. And that was sent out by our secretary, just actually in an effort of transparency, just to show, you know, this is one of the steps we're taking to try to generate some income and funding on our behalf. So that was more sent for transparency than anything, just to kind of say, you know, hey, this is what we're doing, and make sure everybody's on the same page. I know we had last year a scare where someone was saying that, you know, they were raising money for Satsuma Youth Baseball outside of a local grocery store that were in fact not related to Satsuma Baseball at all. So we try to put that out there to you guys prior to the season. So if anybody's approached or anything else, everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
If you guys would like to sponsor the park in any way, shape, or form, in addition to the contributions you've already made, we definitely would not say no. But
I think we wanted to do a banner, but we just wanted to make sure that it went to the organization as a whole, because we wouldn't be able to sponsor just one team, I think was is that right, Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so
That's what
if
we were
we
saying.
did, at least, you know, the silver sponsor with the banner, but if we did a different level, we would pass on being on a team jersey.
Yeah, the logo printed on team jersey, but that's just one particular team, right?
that's correct, that's
Yeah,
correct.
we would just
so-
pass on that
yeah.
part, so.
We didn't want to do that.
So, and at any level of sponsorship, we can choose to forego the logo on the sleeves also. So it, you know, but whatever you guys would be interested in doing, we would appreciate anything.
Okay.
Anything I can do to help facilitate that or guide you in the right direction, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
I make the motion for the silver sponsor. Is that,
Silver or gold?
well, I thought you were saying the gold, we get the other stuff.
Well, you can give as much money as you want, and then they'll do whatever we want.
No, well, I'm fine
We
with
give
that.
a
I don't
lot,
think
with the
they'll-
silver, what was 250?
175 to
175?
325.
We just if we did the gold, we would just ask for, you know, just the banner.
I'm
But
good
you
with
wanna
that.
do silver, Randy? We'll do
No,
silver.
I'm good with that. We can do that. I was just thinking that was more, you know, and just for one individual team, but that's fine.
And if
We
I
can
may,
we can do the gold sponsor.
if I'm not speaking out of turn, if I may say that the sponsorship dollars we've been able to bring in from the fall season and so far throughout the spring. We have placed an order for all new batting cage nets. We will be putting up a brand-new temporary fence in the outfield of Field A, which separates it from the back half, which was formerly used for football. And we are purchasing all new safety equipment for all teams across all leagues this year. So we've been able to right the ship over time, and we've been incredibly blessed. And so these sponsorship dollars are not just sitting in the bank. We're putting them to good use for our young players.
I make the motion that we, do the gold sponsor for 325.
Second.
Thank you for the explanation again, Mr. Vickers. On a motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Ms. Reese, we'll buy a gold sponsorship for the boys' baseball, which I'm sure that's going to require us to do something for the girls too, but
Just because it's
the amount
baseball
for
doesn't mean there's not
325.
girls there.
Okay.
Youth baseball.
But anyway, we've discussed this
Girls?
last week.
Signed
so.
up?
We do have about a dozen young ladies between T-ball and
Right.
T-ball.
Good deal.
Is there any other discussion from the council? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. You got that?
Thank y'all.
Good luck. Thank you. Okay.
Let's work on the roof next.
Well, we're trying to finish these other things. We're moving. There's a project every week up there.
Oh, there
They-
it is.
They just, also, I didn't mention, but they did get the old building moved around to the side. Got some dirt brought in this week where the mud holes were up near the new restrooms and all, so that was taken care of this past week. And moving on to C, discussion and consideration of Morgan Waller attending the magistrate classes, which I think they are starting on Fridays, kind of like Brittany went through a couple of years back. Is that correct? Price of that is $250, and like I said, she'll attend those on Fridays until the graduation.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Butler, second by Mr. Skelton to approve the attending of Morgan Waller for magistrate classes starting in July. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Next, along the same lines, discussion and consideration of Jessica Jones attending the Summer Clerks Conference. Is going to be April the 23rd, 4th, and 5th. The cost is $350. Where's the held at?
Grand Hotel.
To be held at the Grand Hotel. And I understand this is the final stuff that you will need for the elections. Is that correct?
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Butler, seconded by Mr. Skelton to approve Ms. Jones attending the clerks conference on those dates. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Moving on, number 10, resolutions, ordinances, orders, and other businesses. Business A, Resolution 2025-02-03. This is appointing Michael Caldwell as the next fire chief for the city of Satsuma. And the resolution is in your box, if y'all have had a chance to look over it today. So,
I make a motion that we appoint for the chief, fire chief with Michael Caldwell.
Second.
on a motion made by Mr. Butler, seconded by Ms. Reese, Resolution 2025-02-03, appointing Michael Caldwell as the fire chief. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have gone through all the items for open discussion. There was a couple of matters in the last council meeting or two discussing good name and character, and council asked me to look into or talk to a couple of people regarding some matters. I've done so. I'll report back to the council. In just a moment, I'll need a motion to go into executive session. We'll have to do that roll call. It's 7:24. I would say 7, no more than 10 minutes, and we will come back and adjourn after that. Can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Reese,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Skelton.
Councilmember Little?
Yes.
Councilmember Butler?
Yes.
Councilmember Skelton?
Yes.
Councilmember Reese?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips? Mayor Barlow?
Yes. Okay, y'all welcome to stay. If not, we will be back in no more than 10 minutes, and we will probably adjourn after that.
Now we're live. Now you're live. Now we're live.
Okay, it's 7:41. We'll call the Satsuma City Council back to order. I will ask, is there anything to come before the council before we adjourn? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded.